Hello students, welcome back in critical science class. Today we will revise chapter number 2 of your book, that is election and representation. So before going into the detail of election, let us discuss one important thing which is very important for this election. So do you have any idea which important term I am talking about? Yes, you are right. That is democracy. For the conduction of election, democracy is very necessary. And in your book, it is also mentioned there are two questions with the beginning of the chapter. That is, can we have democracy without holding election? And second is, can we hold election without having democracy? So by reading those questions, we can understand the connection between both. Means this elections and democracy, they both are interconnected terms. We cannot imagine or we cannot establish democracy without election, and election cannot be held without democratic system. So let us start with the topic, and first of all we need to understand the meaning of democracy. If we will divide this word democracy further, so you can see demos. So demos means people and cracy means rule, or other meaning I can tell you, rule of the people or government by consent of people. So what do you mean by this consent of people? Means the will of people, desire of people, or their wish of the people. So how the people will give their consent? This election is a method of giving their consent for forming government. So no democracy can be established without democracy. Government and leaders, they keep changing in elections. So, but now the question arises, there are some countries, elections in non-democratic countries, there are some countries in the world which are not democratic but still they are conducting election. Can you name any country? Yes, in our neighborhood, if you will look at China, there is only one party system, that is Communist Party, and they are proving that they are democratic country, but people don't have any choice. They have to give vote only one party. So in true sense, we cannot say in China there is democracy. There are some more example. If we go in the past of the history, you will see USSR. There was also before integration there was only one party rule. If you will see that during the Parvez Musharraf time, he conducted referendum by taking the consent of people. Referendum is a way of giving your consent for the existing system. So Parvez Musharraf, he tried to show referendum in his favor, but everybody knows it was sorry, it was not actual referendum. So we can say there are two type of democracy. One is direct democracy and indirect democracy. Direct democracy, nowadays it is not practical possible कि we will have direct democracy. If we will see or study the history, and or we go into the deep of history, you will see, and there is a Greek country where the people will have this roots of direct democracy. But now the question arises, why we cannot practice direct democracy in present day? See, this direct democracy that is applicable to an area which is very small in size, and uh, population is very less. But nowadays all the countries, or most of the countries, they are huge in size and their population is very high. Like India, we are to very geographically, we are very large, population is very large, and we are diverse country. So this direct democracy nowadays, this is not practically feasible. That's why we adopt indirect democracy. What happen in indirect democracy? The people have right to choose representative on behalf of them. So which method can be chosen by the people for choosing their representative? And that method is election. So what is election? Election is a method for choosing representative for on their behalf for forming government. So in our mind some kind of question arises, is that election is the only way to choose our representative? Look at some other examples. What can be the other method of choosing our representative? Any idea or any guesses? What may be the other method of choosing representative? For example, if we will choose the representative on the basis of their educational qualification, there are some of the methods on which we can choose our representative. Second can be the age criteria can be there. On the basis of age, means the senior member of the society, they can be chosen our representative. Or what else? So there can be many options can come in our mind for choosing our representative, but as we have seen, the only way which is most suitable by taking the consent of the people, that is through election. What happens in elections? If we will study the politics of different country, we will see there are various methods of conducting election. From country to country they may vary, but there are some basic principle for conducting, or there are some common parameters for conducting election. So for example, one is FPTP system, another is proportional system. So we will study these various types of election in the next lecture. So I am telling you, there should be a body which is responsible for conducting free and fair election. So that body is known as Election Commission in India. Election Commission in India, and in fact it is Independent Election Commission. Why it is known as Independent Election Commission? This is Independent Election Commission so that it should be free from any kind of biasness, or it should not be partial at any ground. So that's why we need Independent Election Commission. So dear student, can you tell me the present Chief Election Commissioner? Yes, Sushil Chandra is our present Chief Election Commissioner. And you know, till now there is one important Chief Election Commissioner you must be knowing, that is T.N. Seshan. T.N. Seshan, he is known for his remarkable initiative for the development of election commission. He made so many policies for conducting free and fair election. One of the important reforms or initiative taken by T.N. Seshan, that was code of conduct. So he is known for his best policy till date, which is very necessary for free and fair election. So we'll see this free and fair election, this Independent Election Commission, that is responsible for free and fair election commission. And in various countries they are having various method of election, FPTP system and proportional system. In India, if I will talk about India, we have this FPTP system. What do you mean by FPTP system? First past the post system. What is this first past the post system? Means the person who is getting the maximum vote, that will be declared as a winner. So how it is different from proportional system, we will study in the next lecture. So till then, keep reading the chapter and note down your doubts.